Hello friends, this is Lisa Adams here again with Oscar, my 3-year-old untrained mule. And instead of riding today, because you can't really ride every day, and today's kind of a cold, brisk day, and he's only had me on his back twice, so I'm not interested in getting on his back today just because the weather's kind of cold. You see I've got gloves and a coat on, but I do want to continue to work on ground manners and respect. And while horses, a lot of times you can run them around in a round pen a lot and gain that through natural horsemanship, I'm not interested in doing that with the mule because they get really bored with that kind of business after very long. It's like you have to move it into something else more quickly because they're less tolerant of that. It makes no sense to them to run around all those times, and if I'm not going to saddle him up to ride him, then what's the point? So other ways that I have developed to gain respect from him, to keep his mind working, to get him focused on me, to get him listening to me, is by doing just little trick things. You know, I'm going to need him eventually to jump up on rocks, jump up on whatever, to do trail classes. I would love to get involved in trail classes with him. So for today, I'm going to teach him to put his front legs up on the tire, and I had just begun working with teaching him to pick up his legs so that I can pick his feet out. What I want to get him to eventually, him and Trinity, is to just have, when I point at a leg, I want him to pick that leg up. Okay, so that starts initially by doing the tapping game, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with. If you're not, then what you wind up doing is you tap until he picks that leg up. Okay, that was a little pickup. It wasn't great, but it was a movement of that leg, which is what I want. So I'm going to tap that leg. And he picks it up, and I quit. Okay, I reward him for that. So eventually, you see when I come with the whip, I'm pointing with the whip. That's the first cue. The second cue is I tap. And I wait until he figures out that that's what I want. He picks it up, I quit, and I pet him. Good boy. Okay, and so this can turn into some fun tricks on the mounting area, the podium, if you will, where I want to get his front feet up there, and then I want to get him to take that front leg out and eventually paw the air. So we're going to, excuse me, start the beginning of that today by asking him to come over here and see if he'll walk up on this podium for me. Remember I showed in the video for the mounting block that they understand when the whip comes and I tap, I want his body to move off of that pressure. So he's doing very well with that, and I'm going to ask him to come up, see if he'll climb up here. Good boy. I'm going to reward that try. Good boy. Good. Reward that try. Good. Good boy. I'm going to come around this way. Come on. It's not a pulling game. You cannot out-pull an equine. So that was a nice try right there. He's getting a little pushy. I'm going to push him back off. I want him to keep his respect off of me. Like I said, this is all about respect. So he needs to learn as a baby that this isn't okay. He's not allowed to push into me. He has to stay over there. He's going too far this way, so I'm going to come over on this side. I'm going to ask again. Pretty soon he learns that there's a threshold, if you will. It's like I want him over there. If I'm on this side, I block him from going too far this way, or I'll go over there and block him from going too far that way. He's still questioning things right now, so I'm going to come over here. Yes, good boy. You see that? He gave me a foot. He's pushing through, so I'm going to back him up. into play, right? When you're teaching your equine, in this case a mule, I want to do mule videos because I just can't find that many mule videos out there. So like, I'm going to make some mule videos. But initially, you're teaching them to move off the fore, you know, to give it that pressure, and to move here, give it that pressure, and then to move forward, to lead. And so all of those things are coming into play right now when you're asking him to move its body. Beautiful. Very nice try. Beautiful. Good. Beautiful. Good boy. I'm going to reward that. I'm not in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to do it. Just let him think. Now he's chewing. He's thinking. He's like, what's she doing? So we're going to ask again. I lift up on the lead rope. That's all I'm doing. I'm not pulling. I'm lifting up on the lead rope, giving him the cue. I want you to come forward. And I'm going to tap. He's going too far that way, so I'm going to block that answer. Lift up, and look, right there's a foot. I'm going to reward that. Very good boy. I ask by lifting up. Coming too far this way, I'm going to block that. Ask him to move back over. I don't want to get into a fight with him. I don't want to make him upset or angry or frustrated. So anytime you feel like things are getting, like he was getting antsy and frustrated, stop. Relax. Pet your baby. Or however old your mule is. Love on them and let them know everything's still okay. I'm going to lift up. That's asking him to move forward again. Ask with the whip now. I'm just tapping very lightly on his side, and there's the foot, so I'm going to quit. And just pet him for that. Very good boy. I'm going to ask again. And there's my other foot. Very good boy. Didn't take that long. But patience is the key. This is an outstanding way to develop your respect and ground manners. And have fun with your animal on an off day. So it's not really an off day in a sense because you're still training. You're still getting them to understand that you are the leader. They have to follow. He's still developing that mindset right now as a 3-year-old. Like, he hasn't been in training. I've only had him for a few months. And the weather's been really bad most of the time I've had him. So our training's been very intermittent. And so I thought it'd be really fun to take everyone along on our journey of me working with my almost 4-year-old mule. He'll be 4 in July. This is 2018. And Trinity, you can see her again in the background. She just turned 4 in March. So they're both being started. And I'm going to back him off of here to give him a break and say, yes, that was the right answer. Very good boy. Now in backing him off, see, you're training to come off of that nose pressure. So that if I want to, after I get him started, or during the time I'm getting him started, I can ride him in the halter because he's learning to come off of that pressure. Okay, so I'm going to lift up, which says go forward. And I'm going to wait him out because he's doing it. And right there, he gave it to me. Beautiful intelligence of a mule. Yes, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you're a good man. You're a good man. Good boy. I'm going to back him back off. Repetition is key. Once these guys do this once or twice, they've got it. It's nailed. Ask with the rope. Good. And he's thinking about it. Almost. And he's finding his footing in there because it's a little soft ground in the middle of this tire, so he's feeling it out. So now, from here, I know that he's quiet and comfortable. He's got his head down here. He's relaxed. I'm going to see if he will give me that leg now, because this is a big deal. There it is. Oh, good boy. And for that, he gets a cookie. You get a cookie. You want a cookie? Yeah. Oh, good boy. Good boy. I'm going to ask it again. And there it is. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Again, you teach these elements separately. Pick it up. tapping lightly, and he picks it up, and we quit. Good boy. Give him a cookie for that. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. So we're shaking hands. Let him have his foot back. Good boy. Now he wants to do the game. He's offering it on his own, which is the brilliance of his mind. He's like, I know what you want. And I have not taught him this before. He's just figuring this out on his own today. Good boy. Learning the trust of letting me have his leg, and then I give it back. I'm going to back him back off of it. Back off. Good. Back off. Good boy. Now watch him go up there on his own. I guarantee it. You're just going to want to play the game now, aren't you? Huh? You want to play the game? All right, I have to ask. Now he understands. He's up there. Reward that. Ask for the leg. I'm just going to point. Almost. He leaned off of it. Now I'm going to tap. And he picks it up. I quit. Reward that. I'm going to point. Tap. Just light tapping. You don't have to hurt him. Let him think about it. His mind's going off. They have a short attention spans for these games, so you can't overdo it. So I'm going to quit after this. I want him to pick it up, so I'm not going to quit until he does. There it is. I'm going to quit with that. I'm going to rub it. Pick it up just to get my little handshake going here for our other tricks we'll learn later. Let him have it back. Reward him. If he wants to come this way to get off or go off, I'm going to see if he'll come up. Can you come up? What a handsome man. Come here. So lift up. You're asking forward motion. See if he'll give me that leg up here. Come on. I don't care if he jumps off or what he does today, because I'm going to end it here. There it is. And that's all I wanted him to do, is to move forward off that pressure, and he was willing to do that. So there you go. It's another way to have a fun, interesting way to play with your mule baby and do some respect training on the ground. So we've got movement off of our whip. We've got forward motion. He's learned subtleness, softness with the cues, patience, and he has just got a great, great heart, don't you, baby? You should do. Come on. Good. Good. And all I had to do was point that time, and he gave me the leg. Outstanding. Ah, there's our first pawing. Yes! Good boy! Yes! We got a bonus. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. And off he comes. All right, you guys, have a blessed day. Thanks for joining us on our journal of training babies. All right, I guess we can shut this off.